Well, after being knocked out of the Champions League by Bayern Munich, aggregate 3-0 in favor of Bayern, I expected such stories of linking Mbappe to Real Madrid and very many other teams outside there. And Real Madrid have gone ahead and really issued a statement through their correspondents that if they are to go in to sign Kylian Mbappe, then he must come out and show interest that he needs to really come in and leave a team known as PSG. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? The Transfer News Show is in here for you from other football news coming in from other teams, and here we go again in here for you. Good morning, whoever is watching us in. And obviously, we are talking about Kevin De Bruyne being defended by his manager, that he is Pep Guardiola, for his worst form that he is in ever since he left the World Cup and returned back to City. And then we are talking about Mason Mount, another big story that is developing every day, as Chelsea are considering to sell him if at all he doesn't put pen to paper in the near future. So Rokani David is my name, and let's get this started with Real Madrid having an ultimatum set to sign Kylian Mbappe. Now, we've been told by Marca, Marca is really a very huge source that is found in Madrid, and they break news around Real Madrid. And when you see Marca and Real Madrid, you just know that they are being fed in by the sources of Madrid. So Real Madrid are bored with the scenario posed by Mbappe. They do not pay attention to the scene unless Kylian Mbappe publicly states he wants to leave. They will not focus onto him. Now, that's the stand of Real Madrid. They will not come in through to say that they are going to sign Kylian Mbappe if at all Mbappe doesn't come out publicly to state that he wants to leave PSG. And this has really put Mbappe on pressure, and this is what he had to say after them being knocked out of the Champions League. He said, no, I'm calm. The only thing that matters to me this season is to win League One, and then we will see. At the moment, I'm only talking about this season. Nothing else matters to me. We are disappointed. So when you look deep into what Mbappe said, it just goes down to your thinking or to your understanding that Mbappe is not happy at PSG. I think he thought that he would go all out and win this Champions League for PSG and then win a Ballon d'Or. And with him at 24 years of age, with the talent that is really coming up, the likes of Bukayo Saka, Marcus Rashford, the likes of Erling Haaland playing at City, and very many other good players playing at different teams that are really capable of winning the Champions League, Mbappe will consider leaving PSG because he only signed, I think, was it 1 year extension or 2 years? So I think Mbappe will either choose to go to the La Liga or to the Premier League. But to me, I think Madrid are really facing a very huge problem coming in from the Premier League. I think Mbappe sees Haaland as his direct threat, and he would love to come to the Premier League more than the La Liga. I think that's why he even decided to extend his contract a little bit at PSG to really study the situation of where Haaland was going to go. So, if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid and Haaland stays in the Premier League, I think the competition won't be really felt well. I think if I told you Mbappe and your marketing team, you can say, I'm 24, I can go in the Premier League, I play for the next 4 years, then at 28, I shift to the La Liga because it would have really gained some momentum. But right now, where the news is, it's in the Premier League. If I told you Mbappe, you would love to go to the Premier League. And there are teams like Manchester United that can really finance that. And obviously, there is a rumor bubbling around Old Trafford that if at all the Qataris take over Manchester United, they can find ways of maneuvering the move of Kylian Mbappe from PSG to Manchester United because all those two teams will be owned by the Qataris. So I think the decision of Mbappe is going to be dependent onto what he wants. You get? If he wants to play at Real Madrid, he can win the Ballon d'Or there, but will he really make the news he deserves? If he wants to win the Ballon d'Or and obviously be rated and watched weekly as by the hugest fans in the world, obviously he'll have to come to the Premier League. And any team that Mbappe comes into the Premier League, I think it just gets an extra force to help them win the Champions League. That's it. So to me, that's what I think about Kylian Mbappe. Soon he's going to make up his decision that he's going to leave PSG because PSG is a farmers league. They failed to win They failed to win the Champions League this time round, and obviously he's going to leave. That's, to me, he's going to leave. So I think Real Madrid are just waiting to be given green light from Mbappe's side, obviously, to really sign the player. It would be remembered that in the summer of 2021, Madrid made a bid of 160 million euros that was turned down by PSG. So that is all about Kylian Mbappe. And let's leave Mbappe at that, and let's go to Mason Mount. Mason Mount is left with 1 year on his contract at Chelsea, and obviously we've been told by the Footy Insider 247 that Chelsea are ready to sell Mason Mount this summer if a new contract has not been agreed by then, with Liverpool leading the race for the midfielder. A fee of around £50 million is believed to be enough to get a deal done. So that means Liverpool is leading the race for Mason Mount. Then again, Foot Insider told us that Mason Mount's father has mandated an agent to sound out interest in his services, and Chelsea is ready to sell the midfielder in the summer, with the 60 to 70 million pound likely to be enough to sanction the move. So as it stands, Mason Mount doesn't want to be at Chelsea, according to me. Why? When you look at the players and quality that is at Chelsea, there is no way Mason Mount gets into that starting 11. To me, I've seen him being linked to Manchester United, that Eric Ten Hag is interested in him, of which I doubt. However much the correspondents of United have gone ahead and put out that story, I think the agent is trying to really push that story a lot. But to me, if at all I'm Mason Mount, I go to Liverpool. Why? When you look at Liverpool, their midfield needs reinforcement. It needs to be revived. And obviously, I see Mason Mount as a revelation in that midfield of Liverpool. And he is that kind of player who is going to enjoy a lot playing under Jurgen Klopp, because he has the energy, he can press, and I think he has a high scoring ability from the midfield. And that's why Jurgen Klopp is in need of him. But the price, £50 million left on his contract, I think it's okay. But them indicating 60 or 70 million pounds, why should they pay 60 or 70 million pounds to a player who is left with 1 year on his contract? Gabriel Jesus was left with 1 year on his contract. He left Man City to Arsenal at 45. I believe it's going to be between 50 million pounds. And with Chelsea planning to move on players, I think this comes in at a very particular period of time that you let Mason Mount go, because he no longer wants to be here. Obviously, he has lost his starting spot in Chelsea, because when you look at the midfield of Chelsea, it's having Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez, and who else? And because he plays a 3-4-3, that is Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez. Those are the three midfielders. The forward line of three is having João Felix, Mudryk, and this other guy, Kai Havertz. So he has nowhere to play. Talent-wise, all those players are really better than him, and I think he has sensed it that no need for me to renew my contract at Chelsea. Let me put myself in the shop window, and obviously I find myself signed by a team that is going to come in for me. And Liverpool is really interested in signing the player, and they want him signed. Manchester United is another team linked to the player, and obviously let's wait and see how that is going to unfold in there. Now let's go to the story that is really closing down this video of Pep Guardiola coming in and talking about Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne's form has been really bad. That's why you see to it that in most of the games, even the manager is not starting him. Yet he is one of the most important players for Man City for the last 5 years. Then Pep has told us towards the game of RB Leipzig they are playing today at the Etihad that a difficult season for all of us, me included, the World Cup, many things. I'm not going to score for Kevin. It's his ability. I would like him to go to the principles. He has incredible ability to score and pass. So he's backing him to come back to his form. But I think games are really running out. And for Man City, chasing for the FA Cup, Premier League, and the Champions League, you need your best player to really rise up to the occasion, and that is Kevin De Bruyne, because there are tricky games coming up. After them playing RB Leipzig, they are playing Bristol City in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Then they are going to find themselves playing Liverpool when they return from the international break. So all players of Liverpool, all players of Man City need to really get back to their levels, because I think City is not playing even in the second gear. They are still down. They are still down, because that's not the City I've been seeing for the previous years. Liverpool, they are also playing in the first gear. They're not get taken to the second gear, and I think that game is really going to be so much important. And those games are really going to be so much important on the title decider. Liverpool versus Man City, Liverpool versus Arsenal. All those games are going to be played in April. The difference is the one of Man City and Liverpool is going to be played on the first and second of April, and that of Arsenal is going to be played towards the end of the month, that is on the 26th of April. So guys, your thoughts on To Madrid setting a signing clear Mbappe ultimatum are welcome in the comment section below. Where do you see Mason Mount going to, and do you think he's worth £50 million or 6 or 70? And what do you think about Kevin De Bruyne, because the manager has come out and defended him? Are you defending him too or not? I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out, my mates.